Rainbows and teddy bears. There needs to be significant change on this planet. This planet needs to be a healthier place, a happier place, a more sane place for us all. But rainbows and teddy bears are not going to get us there. I work at the University of Kentucky. The University of Kentucky is a huge campus. I don't know exactly how many students or how many workers, but it's a small city. It's huge. On November 11th of this year, the University of Kentucky has decided to go smoke-free. Now, that means no smoking on campus, period. Inside, outside, doesn't matter. You can't smoke on campus. That's totally ridiculous. That's rainbows and teddy bears. They want to do it to increase the health, the environment at the University of Kentucky. The University of Kentucky is in the state of Kentucky. The state of Kentucky exclusively uses coal-fired power plants to power everything. Let me give you a little information about a coal-fired power plant. The typical sized 500 megawatt coal-fired power plant produces 3,700,000 3,700,000 tons of carbon dioxide in 1 year. That's one coal plant in 1 year. 3,700,000 tons. Sulfur dioxide, 10,000 tons in 1 year. Nitrogen oxide, 10,000 tons. And it goes on and on. There's a lot of different numbers here and a lot of other pollutants. Arsenic, 225 pounds of arsenic in our air out of one coal power plant in 1 year. It produces lead. And get this is one of the most incredible statistics I found. One power plant requires 2,200,000,000 gallons of water in 1 year. Wow. Now, I actually did some search on the internet to find out if I could, I'm looking at my laptop here, to see if I can find information about how much pollution cigarettes cause. Now, it is significant, that I do know. And there's enough people on campus that smoke, employees, students, residents, that there could be a pretty significant report to give you. The most important pollutant involved with cigarettes is the butts on the ground and in the sewage drainage system. I mean, it's pretty disgusting, and it's a big mess. But they could probably make a bigger dent in pollution and healthier environment if they did something like put a solar panel, one solar panel on every building. Let me give you some other ideas. I did a little spreadsheet here. I love spreadsheets. I have a lot of fun with spreadsheets. And I made it so that it can figure out how much energy or how much pollution is caused by a single device. I used the calculations of those numbers I gave you before of what one power plant causes, the pollution that one power plant causes, and did some manipulation of this spreadsheet to figure out how one device figures into all that. I just turned this thing around and looked at how many watts it uses. It says 300 watts. That's a lot more than I thought it was, but that's what it says on the back, that it consumes 300 watts. Now perhaps that isn't its constant, maybe that's its maximum, because it does say something about maximum back there, but still 300 watts for this 27-inch tube television. So let's figure in a 300 watt device used for 6 hours in 1 day. That's pretty reasonable. No, I'll tell you what, I'll change that to 4. Not all of us watch 6 hours of television every day, but I'll tell you, the University of Kentucky has a lot of televisions on for a lot more than 6 hours in a day. Now, the carbon dioxide in pounds caused by my television in 1 year, 4 hours a day, is 740. 740 pounds of carbon dioxide pollution caused by this television. Sulfur dioxide, 2 pounds, and most of the others are pretty negligible. But it still, of course, is doing that because it's using that coal power plant to power it. Let's say we have a 100 watt, no, let's use a 60 watt light bulb. Most people use 60 watt light bulbs, and many people leave them on all the time. One 60 watt light bulb running 24 hours a day for the year will cause 888 pounds of carbon dioxide pollution. 2.4 pounds of sulfur dioxide. Others are fairly negligible. The carbon monoxide is nearly a full pound. That's just one light bulb now at 60 watts. It doesn't seem like much. Our computers, a desktop computer averages about 100 watts, and a lot of people leave those on 24 hours a day. That is 1,480 pounds of carbon dioxide. Now, don't you think that if you really wanted to make a difference, you would perhaps look at all possibilities? Now, yeah, the pollution of cigarettes is a significant thing, but what is really the reason to choose that as your only avenue to make a difference? Now, the University of Kentucky does do a few other things. I work in the food and beverage side of the company, and we do use biodegradable, disposable products. So that's pretty amazing to me that they've gone that kind of length, because that stuff is really expensive, because I do get to see the price of this stuff. So they do a lot of good things, but this focusing on the cigarettes is going to be a disaster. For one thing, you've got way too many people, and a high percentage of these people smoke. And they can't smoke on campus. It's going to cause major discomfort for a lot of people, and the impact on the environment is just not going to be enough. Let's put a solar panel on every building in the University of Kentucky. Yeah, that costs money, but you know, it isn't that this non-smoking initiative isn't costing them money. It is costing labor and time and a lot of mess, and they're going to have to enforce this thing, because I guarantee you that not everyone's going to be able to just simply not smoke on campus. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's such a rainbows and teddy bear kind of approach to things. Solar panels on every building, that would make a huge difference. I mean, you just heard the numbers of a 60 watt light bulb. Don't you think a solar panel is going to at least power one 60 watt light bulb? It's going to do a lot more than that. And it's going to save a lot. Now let's see. Let's figure in the University of Kentucky probably has 400 buildings, at least 400 buildings. 4,000 watts of electricity on 24 hours a day is going to eliminate 29.6 tons of carbon dioxide per year. 29.6 tons. If in every building we could reduce the power consumption by 100 watts. Doesn't that sound like something that's really possible? I mean, you could probably do that with a toy pinwheel thingy that blows in the wind. I don't know. But simple things. I mean, 29 tons of carbon dioxide doesn't sound to me like something that compares to the cigarette smoking. But the rainbows and teddy bears are starting to annoy me. Let's get real about things. Let's start making a real difference and approach it with ration and reason and get some things done. No more rainbows and teddy bears.